Ivory Coast citizens are anxiously awaiting the results of a referendum held on Sunday to decide whether to approve a new constitution that President Alassane Ouattara argues will ensure peace in the wake of years of political turmoil. Opposition parties called for a boycott of the vote, arguing that the new text was designed to further entrench Ouattara's political coalition. Well, turnout in Abidjan was visibly lower than during last year's presidential election. The process of drafting the text and submitting it to a plebiscite was criticized by some civil society groups and diplomats as rushed and lacking transparency. Voters have had only 2.5 weeks to review the 184-article charter. The new constitution scraps the controversial clause that says presidential candidates' parents must both be natural-born Ivorians. Well, for more insight into the Ivorian vote, joining me in the studio is Nyaka Lagoke. He's a professor and a political analyst. Nyaka, hello and welcome to Africa 54 once again.
Good morning and thanks for the opportunity.
Yes. So we know that these results of the referendum were to be announced today, but they haven't done it up to this hour as we speak, right?
Yes.
Yeah. The question, though, is the low voter turnout. What is it that made the opposition call for a boycott? What was their problem with this referendum?
Quickly, it took Mr. Ouattara to put together this project, 5 years. He announced in December 2015 that he was going to change the constitution. It took him 6 months, to appoint a committee of experts, which works in 3 months, for 3 months in secret. And then they gave less than 1 week to the lawmakers to make any amendments. And they gave less than 2 weeks to the Ivorian people to go and vote for that constitution. And many of his supporters do not feel concerned, and they don't even know what the constitution is about. Mm-hmm. And then that's why, because of the lack of the public debate, and because the controversial articles needed to be debated by all parties, mm-hmm. and Mr. Ouattara avoided, certainly because he has a plan, to impose, that constitution on the people.
Now, we know that one of the most controversial part of this is what was in the older constitution, that a person whose parents are not both Ivorians cannot be president, which actually technically made Ouattara an illegitimate president because his father was from Burkina Faso.
Yeah, but not only that, we don't even know if his 2 parents are Ivorian, but there was a time for the sake of peace, I suggested that he be reintegrated in the political system. Mm-hmm. But the question is that you do not replace an injustice by another injustice. Mm-hmm. There are some people, and there are many in the country, who believe that the way your father and your mother have to be Ivorian, and you should not have switched citizenship, to run for president. Mm-hmm. And then Mr. Ouattara thinks that if you are one parent, you can run for president. I agree with that idea of having one parent, but you should not have Swiss citizenship. I believe that this should be in the constitution because of the attachment to the land mm-hmm. that we can see everywhere. If Obama has taken the Kenyan citizenship, I don't think that American people will have voted, will have even accepted his candidacy. Yeah. Yeah. But this, you do not come and impose that on the people. Mm-hmm. People debate. And you try to, to build consensus around
one of the biggest problems with this particular referendum was that people did not have a chance to debate, and therefore even those who have voted are few. But then, technically, it will pass, right? Yeah, so what happens after that?
Well, I believe what I see is that, Mr. Ouattara did a very good thing because of his desire to impose this constitution. Now he has brought together the entire opposition, even the one that was collaborating with him, and he has brought together many of his supporters and many of Babu's supporters against him because of his anti-social measures and because Ivorians are not eating, mm-hmm. and people are hurting, people are suffering.
But people are saying that one of the things he's done is revive the economy and really build the economy up to this point.
No, this is the neoliberal understanding of economics. Yeah. In Ivory Coast, people cannot eat. It is destroying slums, destroying people's businesses, giving people businesses to foreign companies and to the Lebanese, and this is a serious issue. So you see, Ivory Coast is a country that we need to watch the next year, and I believe that people will see that there is a strong possibility of a popular uprising against Mr. Ouattara.
I'll be watching the country and remembering what you've just said as your last word there. Nyaka, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Vincent,
for joining us. Well, Nyaka Lagoke is a professor of history and a political analyst.